Hello, beautiful conscious mamas, and I'm really excited to be now on the final module of Becoming the Cycle Breaker, this foundational training that I've created to help you to become the mum that you know you can be. And in this final module, we are covering energy and talking about how to work with energy and how shifting your energy positively impacts your children. So first of all, in today's module, I'm going to talk about tips to raise your vibration, and then how this raising up the vibration can be applied towards your kids in terms of how do we raise our vibration with regards to the perspective and the beliefs that we have about our children and ourselves as a mother and or father. And also how to get ahead of the game with raising your vibration early on in the day, to as going back to the previous module, the raising of the vibration early in the day to prevent yourself from getting into an overwhelmed and stressed state. Okay, so first of all, starting with tips to raise your vibration. So this is probably pretty straightforward, and a lot of you are already aware of this, but we're just going to quickly cover it off anyway. So things to get you raising your vibration is looking after your physical health. So with the foods that we put into our body, putting in foods that work with our body, that are easy for our body to digest, that we get good nutritional value from. Moving your body, so be it either heavy physical exercise like going to the gym or running or any of those sorts of things. Maybe it's as gentle as and simple as going for a walk. Maybe it's having a dance party with your kids. Maybe it's having a nice intimate dance session with yourself. Self-care tip here, something that I love to do if on the rare occasion that I have the house to myself of an evening. It feels so nice just thinking about this. Shut everything down, light some candles, put on some really gentle, beautiful healing music, close my eyes, go within and just intuitively dance. So healing, so nurturing, so self-loving. Oh, that will raise your vibration. So juicy. I can't wait to do that again. Yeah, so move your body. Maybe it's yoga, maybe it's just running around with your kids, but just getting physical, because moving the body gets the energy flowing. If we sort of sat at our desks all day, and then we come home, we sit down, do dinner or whatever, we're just not getting much of that physical movement happening, energy can very much become stagnant. So if you do experience stresses throughout the day, by moving your body, you're giving that stressed energy a chance to flow, to move out of your body. Whereas if we're in a not very mobile state, then it just has the opportunity to cool and become stagnant within your body and sit within your body. And I just feel yoga is so important on the healing journey. Just talking from my personal experience, and I know many others out there would have had similar experiences, but yoga in itself for me has gotten energy moving, bursts of energy moving. I've had massive releases unintentionally just from doing a simple, gentle yoga practice, where I can just massive energy rushes, or like I'll burst into tears because I'm releasing something and I don't even know what it is, but it's getting rid of that dense energy and allows our energy to flow. The asanas, the poses, have been created or downloaded from source consciousness, because they work with our physical body. They're positions that work with the energy meridians within our physical body to help the energy flow. So eating well and moving your body, maintaining good physical health. Other tips include meditating, clearing the mind, even just 10 minutes a day. But if you can actually shut down your mind, no thoughts, for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, that is literally the equivalent of like sleeping for hours. Just those no thoughts, because thoughts actually create chemical or neurological reactions within your brain. And those reactions and neurological responses within your brain create emotions, and those emotions are felt in the body. And when we're sort of sitting in and often unintentionally stressful thoughts about everything that we've got to do or what has happened or what is about to happen, we are creating a stressed environment in our physical being. So meditating is so helpful for raising your vibration, because when you do get into that state, working with your breath, I've been meditating for a few years now, and I just feel the light body activating. And you can just feel, the light body coming online, and you're creating space for that light body to be integrated into your physical being and raising your vibration that way. The other one is bringing yourself into love frequency through gratitude, practicing daily gratitude. Now, this could be in the form of a journal, or it could just be acknowledging the things that you're grateful for throughout the day. Now, whether or not that you acknowledge it with a mental thought or a verbalization, I'm so grateful for this, for this beautiful burger that I'm about to eat, or I'm so grateful for this opportunity to go on this walk in this beautiful environment, whatever it may be. I find even just gratitude for the food that you're about to eat, especially if you're eating an animal, gratitude for the giving, the sacrificing of the life so that you can nourish your body and feed your family. So practicing daily gratitude, but it's so important here to acknowledge that daily gratitude doesn't just necessarily mean saying what you're grateful for, but it's a matter of feeling it in your body. And this again is a practice. And I have now, in my personal experience, I started off with gratitude with like, well, what are people talking about? Like, you listen to the guided meditations asking you to feel gratitude. And I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling gratitude. I don't know what I'm feeling. And I just couldn't really identify if I was feeling gratitude or find it easily. And with practice, and the raising of the vibration, that helps a lot. It's now a matter of I feel gratitude all throughout the day. And so I don't need to keep a gratitude journal. I used to sit down every evening before my meditation and say a gratitude prayer. I no longer need to do that, because I know that I am giving off those vibrations of gratitude and love frequency to the universe all throughout the day, because every moment that I feel good, and I can now find feeling good or feeling joyful or feeling love all throughout my day. Just simple pleasures. Maybe it's laughing at something that one of the kids have done. Maybe it's the cute little face that Archie has when he's sleeping. Maybe it's the fact that the kids have eaten their dinner tonight. Maybe it's, I don't know. Every time I step outside and I just feel the breeze on my face, and if you just take that moment to close your eyes and allow the wind to blow in your hair and feel it on your skin, and just like relish in that beautiful kiss from nature, and just allow that beautiful, good, joyful, grateful feeling to arise within you. When we go on a walk to the park, looking at the little ducks, the little family of ducks, and feeling love towards that family of ducks, or the nature, the trees, the birds, listening out to the birds and allowing their sound frequencies of their beautiful song to move through your body and feel it in your heart. Simple things like that. Like if the opportunity to feel grateful and love is so abundant and all around us. It's absolutely everywhere. If you just allow yourself to tune in and be aware and allow yourself to feel that joy. And I think that could be, well, I know for me, I had blocked a lot of my belief that I was allowed to experience pleasure and joy. And so through working through those traumas, I now find joy all around me. So gratitude, joy, love, all those same kinds of beautiful high vibe frequencies. And the more that you can feel these beautiful high vibe frequencies throughout the day, the more you're keeping your vibration elevated and at that high state. And so just making sure I covered off everything I wanted to there. Yeah, and the other thing would be to just to focus on making sure that you are getting joy in your day. So finding something that brings you joy and making sure you do it every day. And it's just whatever works for you. Maybe it's half an hour to sit down and do some scrapbooking. Maybe it is bubble play outside with the kids. Maybe it's reading a book. I don't know what it is, but something that raises your vibration and brings you that beautiful, joyful feeling. Make sure it's incorporated into your everyday. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about how we can focus, like fine tune, hone in on those feelings of gratitude and joy and the raising of the vibration towards our kids. So as many of you are aware, I'm sure, thoughts carry a frequency, they carry a vibration. And so that's when we are stuck in not so helpful thought loops. We can find ourselves in feeling down, feeling depressed. Life isn't just working for us the way that we would like to, have troubles manifesting anything. And it's sort of, you feel like life is out to get you or the universe isn't listening to you, something along those lines. And that's because our thoughts carry frequencies. We're emitting those frequencies into the universe, and the law of attraction says what we put our focus on, what we put our energy on, i.e. our thoughts, is what we're going to get. So let's apply this to our children. So if our children are challenging us, or if they are fighting between themselves, or whatever it may be, whatever phase that they are in. It's a particularly challenging phase, and let's face it, there are all different phases. There's rolling on one from the other, but it's just children. It is what they are, it is who they are, it is how they learn, it is age appropriate. And if we choose to focus on the things that we don't enjoy, maybe it's the constant whinging, the demands, the fighting amongst themselves, the not being as independent as you would like them to be for their age. Maybe it's, their temper tantrums, their outbursts, before they learn to regulate their emotions, their physical outbursts towards you. So there's all these different things that we might be finding stressful. And then, like, even when we get off to big school, it could be the fact that you feel that they're not trying hard enough, or they're not listening in class, or whatever it is. So if we are constantly thinking and putting our energy and our focus onto these things about our kids that we don't necessarily find joyful, then we start having perceived negative feelings towards our children. Because when their behavior, when we don't enjoy those behaviors, we have a negative emotion associated with it. And by us focusing on that, we are sending out to our kids energetically, so not via our words and not via our actions, but energetically, we are telepathically communicating with our kids, telling them that they drive us crazy, that their behavior is unwanted, it's undesired. And so the kids are picking up on these negative vibes from us about them. And they don't know how to deal with it. They don't realize that this is going on. This is all energy talking to each other. But you're sending out fighting, 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 or biting, or whinging, or whatever it is. Those thoughts, those frequencies that are aligned with those thoughts, you're sending out that vibration to them. And so you're getting more of it in return. So their energy field is picking up on your energy field saying, fighting with my brother, fighting, not listening, whatever it is, the multitude of things. And so that's what their energy field is receiving. And so then that is how they are behaving. And it's sort of like, just like a thought loop. It is a thought loop playing out through the energetics. And that's why, the whole, you create your own reality. It's a matter of perspective. These phrases come from. So by us focusing on everything that our kids do that we don't enjoy, we're going to get more of that. We're going to get more of that. And our kids are not going to learn how to overcome their challenges, their emotional challenges and their behavioral challenges. And so just going to talk a little bit about the matter of perspective for a moment. So if we were to shift our focus onto the things that we do like about our children and just focus on that, think about that as often as possible. And anytime we find ourselves moving back over to the things that we don't like, just gently bring it back to the things that we do like. Oh, I hate it when they're fighting. They're constantly fighting. Oh, but I love it. Well, remember that time that they were playing really nicely with the Play-Doh? Oh, isn't that such a nice moment? And just bringing it back, shifting it back, bringing it back to positive thoughts, high vibes. And it's just shifting your perspective on your kids. And so if we had an analogy and said that, so there's two people who are driving through a town. One person is hungry, so that they're looking for all of the food options, and they notice the Subway, they notice the McDonald's, they notice the Chinese shop. And then we have another person who's driving through and their cars are about to break down and they need a mechanic. And so they're looking for all the mechanics, and they notice the tire shop and the auto electrician. And so they could be talking to each other, and the person looking for the mechanics didn't see any food options. To him, they didn't exist. They weren't in his reality. They weren't in his perspective. But for the person who was looking for the food options, didn't see the tire shop or the auto electrician, they weren't in his reality. They didn't exist. So what we put our focus on is what we get. And it doesn't necessarily happen overnight, because when we have so much momentum, our thoughts have been stuck in the what I don't like, what I don't like, what I don't like, what I don't like, instead of what I do like, what I do like, what I do like, what I do like. We can't just completely 180 our thoughts overnight. It takes time to turn the needle of the compass around. And it takes practice. It takes dedication. And so applying the laws of attraction to manifesting, we can manifest the behavior that we desire in our children. Because when we focus on what we do like about our children, or the behaviors that we do desire, then we're feeding those outputs, those signals, those electronic or energetic signals to our kids. And then they will eventually start to pick up on the signals. Now, how good is this? Because not only will they start to pick up on those signals and take them in and behave in that way, but they're also going to get so much more loving, beautiful frequency from you, as opposed to the tension and the restriction of the what I don't like. They're going to be feeling the love and the expansion of what I do like. So when they're feeling that love and expansion, that naturally makes them feel better and creates an environment where they are more willing to calm down, because they're not picking up on all those stressed vibes from you. So how can we start doing this? Now, I'm going to apply a teaching of Abraham Hicks here, and I absolutely love it. It really resonates with me, and I'm hoping it will with you as well. So basically, Abraham Hicks talks about getting ahead of the game, and I did sort of touch on this in the last module as well. But every morning, when we wake up, if there's something that is playing on our mind, or there's something that we're finding a challenge, I suggest doing this, applying this technique to whatever is your focus for that day. However, if there is nothing that is the focus, and all you want to achieve out of your day is to feel nothing but love and acceptance, and focus on the good of your children and the things that we love about them and the behaviors that we desire from them, then do this for that. So it's called a focus wheel. Now, Abraham Hicks teaches that we would do it all on a piece of paper and write it all down. You can do that. I find it more powerful to speak it out. I sit with my hands in prayer and speak it out, because for me, speaking it out, the frequency of my voice raises my vibration. And that gets me into the feeling of gratitude more easily and faster than writing it all down. So basically, if we identify what it is that we don't want, so maybe it's we don't want the meeting to be a disaster, or we don't want our kids to be fighting all day, whatever it is. So we identify what we don't want, and then we identify what we do want. We want the meeting to be a success, or we want our kids to play nicely today. And then we start by saying simple, gentle things that we know for sure about what we do want. So in the event of the meeting, we can say, I feel prepared for this meeting. I know my stuff for this meeting. I have the knowledge and the skills to deliver what I need to say in an effective and concise way for this meeting, whatever it is. So we just start by what we do know. For the kids, my kids can play nicely together. I've seen it happen. I've seen it with my own eyes. Getting the Play-Doh out allows them to play nicely together. They always seem to play nicely together when we play with Play-Doh. Right, so we start with what we do know, and then we want to shift into the feeling. So how does what we want make us feel with the meeting? Oh, I love it when I'm talking and I'm on a roll and I know that everyone's engaged and looking at me, and my point is really getting across, and I've got everyone's attention and they're really taking it in. And that makes me just feel so empowered and so like, yeah, man, I've got this, and makes me feel confident and proud of myself. And I know that all the work I've done has paid off. And so you get on a roll and just roll with it with the kids. Oh, and when they're playing nice together, it just feels so nice in my heart, and I love it, and I love to just stop and relish in that moment. You maybe even take a couple of photos just for proof so I can show my partner later. Oh, and I just love it when they giggle and they can hear them talking amongst each other, and then I can just go and get something done in the kitchen that I need to do, and I'm just listening and watching, and I'm just feeling so good because they're being quiet and they're playing nicely. And all of that. So you get the picture. So start gently on what you do know, because again, with the compass, we can't just jump from what we don't want to what we do want. We need to swing it. by starting gently with what we do know and moving into the feeling. And then they call this a rampage, the morning rampage. The morning rampage to get you in that good feeling, to get your vibration rising. And so if we do this in relation to our children, maybe it's playing with the children. I know that's something that a lot of mums and dads struggle with. They struggle to find joy in playing with their children, or maybe they find it draining or tedious or whatever. And so we want to shift the belief and the perspective around playing with the children. And by doing this focus wheel, this morning rampage every day, we can slowly start by shifting the belief, by focusing on what feels good, by focusing on something general. And even if we just start by getting it to a general, we know, okay, we want to stick with what we know, with what is true for us. We don't want to start going off and saying a bunch of things that actually don't resonate because we don't know if it is actually true for us. This is what we expect we would feel, but we don't know if it's actually true for us. We want to stick with something that is a belief. We can actually create this new belief around the situation. So it only takes a couple of minutes every morning to do this focus wheel, this morning rampage, to start shifting our belief and our vibration towards our children. Because as we shift our belief, as we shift our thoughts, we are raising our vibrations and our ideas of our children, and then we are feeding that back to them again, feeding them with raised vibrations of love frequency towards them, which that is just naturally going to lift them. It's naturally going to make them feel good. I know when I'm just sitting there looking at them with such gratitude in my heart and feeling so much love for them, they pick up on that. I can see them turn and look at me with a little smile on their face, and that they're feeling it. You know, kids are so intuitive and connected with with their parents, that they are very sensitive to our energies. So the more we focus on creating a high vibration of love frequency towards our children, the more positively that is going to influence them and lift them up, make them feel loved, make them feel supported, make them feel safe, lift them up, raise their vibration, and get into that cooperative state with you rather than resisting you and being in this tension resistance scenario all day. So get ahead of the game, get your vibration raised. So then when you're met with them, get up before they get up if you can. So that way, when you do come face to face with them and you see them and you say good morning and everything, you've got that frequency, that vibration going, and they pick up on it from the beginning of the day. Get ahead of the game. So I think that's everything I wanted to cover, apart from also your own healing. It's always important to heal whatever is coming up for you. Looking for being aware of any contrast or distortions, any narratives that are playing in your head, that awareness, so that you can realize when something is affecting you, triggering you, and rather than just pushing it to the side, deal with it, heal it, release it, because that will raise your vibration as well, 100%. We can't raise our vibration whilst holding on to all of our trauma from the past. It needs to go. And that's exactly what raising your vibration is. Raising your vibration is turning the dark into the light. It's alchemy. It's transmuting. And again, that is what I can help you with. The transmutation, the alchemy, the energy work, using the energy work to help you shift that energy, that dense energy, whilst you psychologically process it as well, to get your vibration rising so that you can send those high vibe loving frequencies to your children on a daily basis, on a more consistently throughout the day as well. And Another tip is if you wanted to record your morning rampage on your phone, or if you have written it all down, anytime you feel that your vibration is shifting and that you're getting pulled back to where we once were, just go revisit that morning rampage, listen to it, reread everything you've written it down, say it out loud. And there was one other thing as well that has just come up that I forgot to mention as well, is in the gratitude, the daily gratitude. If we can, in the challenging situations, if we can look for something to be grateful for. So, just say your kids are fighting and you sort of help them resolve it themselves. It can be that, oh, I'm grateful for this opportunity to allow my kids to help resilience and conflict resolution with my guidance, but without me taking over, and they were able to work it out themselves. Or when your kids are being particularly needy, it could be that I'm grateful for this opportunity to show my kids that I'm always going to be there for them no matter what, that I will be here when they need me. So looking for the gratitude in everything, including the challenging situations. So that is it. That's the end of the last module for becoming the cycle breaker. And I really hope that you have gained something, even just a little something from these modules that you can take away and implement into your daily life, your daily routine, to help you heal yourself so that you can respond to your children and be that conscious parent that you know you can be, without those subconscious programs running the show. And again, if this is something that you would like more information on how I can assist you on your journey personally in a one-to-one environment, then comment on this video. Oh, let's see, what are we going to comment? Comment vibration on this video, and I will reach out to you in your messenger, and just have a quick chat with you. And thank you so much for your time and energy. If you've been tuning in and listening into all of these modules, I really appreciate it. I also want to say thank you so much for doing this vitally important work, not just for you or your kids, but for all of the human race. We need more conscious parents like you, stepping it up, leading the way, making the changes within themselves so that they can be the cycle breaker, ending those old, outdated generational cycles. So thank you for that. I'm eternally grateful. And until the next event or whatever it is I've got coming up, not sure yet, I wish you all very well, and have a wonderful day or night whenever you're listening. Bye.